my thoughts on female characters in video games. My thoughts is, why can't we just go back to how we used to have video games and be able to play a strong, beautiful female character instead of some ugly looking female character that's being told you if a female character in a video game is beautiful, then she can't be tough. But if she needs to be tough, she has to be ugly looking. I mean, what happened to the good old days when you go back? I mean, back during the PlayStation 2 days and things like that, we used to play a game that actually had a female kid that's beautiful and kick butt, and not to say basically let's change her to be so bad looking. I mean, what happened to these days? What happened to video games these days when companies sell out to groups that want to just destroy what makes a game because they worry about who they offend or who they want to offend? I mean, you're talking about people that was saying it's okay to add a sex scene inside Baldur's Gate that has a character that turns into that looks like a normal looking animal, and said let's have a sex scene like that. I mean, those are the people you're listening to? That's what kind of you gotta say they need help if that's what you want to listen to. I mean, what's the point of us as people that actually enjoy good stuff? Well, the problem is that video games are just outlets for people to enjoy and be able to forget the real world. We don't want the real world to be pushed into a video game. Better graphics and things like that are nice, but when you take a beautiful female character out of the game and think that basically that no matter if you're male or female player, you just want to play as a beautiful female character, no matter what bust size or whatever she has, she should be able to look pretty looking or good looking, over telling us that, well, that's going to offend somebody. Well, if don't want to saying this, but snowflakes can handle a little bit of a beautiful girl in the game, then there's tons, then they could really just go out and not play the game, period, or stick to games they know that they will play and know that they get what they want. I mean, we need to go back to the age where we could play a game and not worry about, okay, there's a female fighter that's actually beautiful looking. Oh no, but beautiful looking, and say, you know what, we could enjoy this game and have fun, forget about the real world. I mean, why is it that we can't have a game that lets us get the real world? I mean, if all these messed up groups want us to really messed up groups as twisting another group's message into their own little nonsense crap. I mean, sorry, but nonsense stuff. Didn't mean to cause you. But doesn't mean they really need to destroy that stuff. Then what's the point in us having video games? Or they should just... Sometimes it makes me wonder why we can't just restore video games how we want, the true fans want, and say, you know what, if those people want games that bad, then they need to make their own companies and just say, you can make your character so ugly looking and say, this is the game. Because video games, for a lot of players, are outlets. They give us a way to forget about the real world. They basically don't need to be pushed with ideals or being told we can't have a character that's beautiful looking because a bunch of really messed up groups that could trace another group's message without trying to it's like them taking a match that other groups trying to use, but they're trying to use it the right way, and these other groups have traced it into what they believe is right when it's not. I mean, why can't we just get back to being normal players? Why can't us as true fans be able to have our games how we want and not worry about a bunch of little hit snowflakes worrying about if they can't handle something in the game? It's like, either act like a grown-up or just make your own vision of the game where it's basically how you want it, and you could shove all the messages and ugly goals you want in the story. Because no matter you're a guy player or a male player playing a video game, we just want a good game that makes us forget, that lets us forget about the real world for at least for a while. And after we're done playing, we could go, you know what, I feel better. I got my stuff out. I got all this stress out from things in the real world and being able to get out through the game world. But these days, it's like you want us to live in this so much real world. It's sad. What I say is this: why can't we just get back to just seeing things how the true fence is, and these companies that are catering to these groups need to wake up and realize this is why games like Saint Row, the studio that made Saint Row, a music game series, decided to make a game that was so bad because they thought hipsters and making a story that doesn't even have the Saints, it doesn't even have Johnny Gat, Shawnee, or Pius in it, and you thought we really don't think. When they offered it for free, and I played some of that Saint Row Reboot, and it's not a good game. It's just a game that makes you wonder why they listened to a goal that said, let's make it so woke because this is a bunch of dumb college kids trying to pay a college fee. Yeah, it's good. You can make your character kind of good looking, but if we can't basically enjoy the jokes like Grand Theft Auto had, or so many things that what made them fun for us, that help us de-stress. And this even applies to these poor YouTube people that get treated bad because they want to show a video and they get pushed down because they get told that they can't. Say why? Because they actually want to enjoy a game, but thinking these two YouTubers is just wanted them having their favorite game being destroyed because you want to make it full of messages and mess up ideals. What I say is just leave video games alone and just make your own stuff. What I say is just make your own stuff, make your own games. If you're that desperate, make your own video game companies. Then you could make all the bad games you want. Then basically people who's willing to play those games could play it. Because we just want our old games back. We want to be able to play how we want to play, make a character how we want to look, and not worry about fighting game and getting all picky over a video game character or is beautiful looking or a busty bust down, because you think he's gonna offend somebody. Well, if you get offended that easy, then that's really kind of asking yourself, in my opinion, you need to get help. You get offended over a game, because if you get offended over something over a game, then you really don't have that much of a life or how you see things. So this is my thoughts on video game women in video games.